Hello everyone, this is Jonathan Battle, founder of Big Lightning Productions on my YouTube channel and known for movie reviews on animated films known as John Star Reviews. I'm sorry, I have to inform you some news that I don't think you'll be happy about. Previously, last month, I promised that after Piece by Piece, I was going to review Moana 2 as my next subject. But along the way in the process, I'm slowly starting to give up on making any more reviews on recent animated films released theatrically. I know I promised you that I would try to do this, but there's something you need to know. As of tomorrow, I'll be in Hawaii on a vacation to celebrate my 24th birthday on December 5th. And during the process of trying to work on my review, I had to crunch for time to get it out. But as of right now, I see no point in doing that, as I have several factors why I'm moving on from what I'm doing as a hobby. The first thing is that from what I've been watching on other reviews on Moana 2, I don't think there's nothing else that can be said regarding its main flaws. And that being like how it's mostly a rehash of the first film, as it was planned as a Disney Plus series turned into a rushed project only to be cashed in theaters, along with the absence of Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is possibly the Howard Ashman of Disney animation of this century. As for my piece, the only thing it's worth knowing is that there was more of Pua as the plushie I'm holding. And this was my Christmas gift of 2016 when I became disappointed of the predecessor, with the biggest gripe of him with a lack of screen time. So with all that said, there's nothing else that can be said about Moana 2, so I'm sorry about that. Another reason is that I don't want to be in a time crunch when trying to reach either Friday deadlines, whether a anime film is released on Wednesday and I have to finish it on Friday, or a movie released on Friday or somewhere in the weekend in terms of early screens have to be completed by the following Friday. So for me, it's just like I don't think my heart isn't in it to this recent stuff that we've been getting so far. And I don't want to push beyond my limits to the point of exhaustion. So it's most likely a chore to get through this, even though I've been following the footsteps of one of my biggest inspirations, Matt Brunette, aka Animat, for the last 5 years when making video reviews on anime films for the following years. From 2019, during my last years in high school, to right now, filming at home with the camera I'm using that was given to me as a parting gift. So that's another reason why I'm slowly giving up. Which leads into my other factor, is that so right now I've been in a phase as of last year or this year or 2 years ago. I was in a phase where I've become less interested in previously mentioned recent animated films from mostly major studios, either Disney, Pixar, or DreamWorks, or Illumination, all that stuff, and in favor of re-releases, like how I've become more invested with Ghibli Fest where they released the past Studio Ghibli films for many years ago. They became more interesting to me as they're some kind of magic I've been feeling on the big screen that isn't in most anime films, computer generated ones, even though there are a few standouts in each year that I highly enjoy. So the output is not capturing my interest as of recently. Speaking of which, from what we're gonna get in terms of anime films released in 2025, 2026, and 2027, they mostly consist of anime sequels. Like, we got more of those instead of more of the original ones, intellectual properties, if that's what you want to call it. While there are some anticipated ones of next year, like with the sequels to The Bad Guys and Zootopia, and 2026 Paw Patrol's third installment in theaters. The others aren't capturing my interest, even though others are more varied in terms of what they're looking forward to. Like Pixar is mostly releasing another Toy Story 5, and DreamWorks has a Shrek 5, and there's going to be a 6th Ice Age film, and Illumination has a sequel to Mario, and 2027, back on Illumination, there'll be a third Minions movie. Yeah. When I review sequels to anime films in terms of predecessor, it's always like I'm repeating myself, repeating about its predecessor before moving on to the main subject and how it compares. I don't really find it creative repeating the same process over and over again. It's a bit repetitive, even though it's very interesting. You know. And the biggest factor I'm been planning on leaving behind movie reviews on anime films is that personally, I think last year, 2023, was the peak of me reviewing anime films. Like, over the last few years, there were few anime films I've been reviewing. Like 2021, there was almost 7 or 8 in terms of counting, but as it progressed to 2022 and 2023, there were 10 anime films I was willing to work with. Like how each of them compares on how they're good and bad they are. That was the moment I felt like I wanted to leave on a high note instead of continuing until I ran out of material to work with. Like 2023, the highlights for me, there was Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie, and Hayao Miyazaki's The Boy and the Heron, and Disney's Wish, which I am still defendant of that film. There were a lot of anime films I had a lot to talk about. So yeah, that's one of the biggest factors why I was planning on leaving this behind. But other factors that I'd like to mention is that working on movie reviews on anime films, even though they are fun to do while following the footsteps of Animat, who inspired me to improve my editing skills and how I use visual graphics, it mostly took time away from me from doing other stuff like art or writing and other big projects that caught my interest. And I really want to put my focus on those stuffs, even though it's because I had a lot of plans of what I want to do with my art or writing, but they have mostly been put to the side in terms of other stuff that interests me for several years. So, yeah, as you can tell, these are the reasons why I'm retiring from reviewing recent animated films. I won't retire from YouTube entirely. I'll still be on. In fact, I have other plans after this year, like how I planned in my Kung Fu Panda 4 review, even though that review aged like milk when looking back on it and thinking about the others' thoughts, even though it's just my opinion. I really want to have several avatars of myself expressing different emotions, though I haven't got to it because during my personal life I had other financial issues to deal with along the way. But when it came to time crunching, I had to get myself a microphone and new art supplies in order to help me move forward with my future content. That mostly held me back from my goals. I think you might get what I mean if you understand this at all. So, for those who are following me and have been watching my reviews over the years, I want to humbly thank you for your support. I'll still be in touch, but for now, I'm gonna take a break, like go on hiatus again, because of what I'm going through, but there's other interests I want to pursue that I've been leaving behind. So, keep in touch, stay tuned, and I hope to see you all again very soon when I return from my vacation in Hawaii. I'll feel completely refreshed and think of new ideas. For now, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.